making the perfect latte. When you think of coffee, what comes to mind? Is it a hot, black cup of coffee? Or is it iced with cream and caramel drizzle? Could it be hot or an iced latte? Is it a cold brew with a fancy froth flavored foam on top? Maybe it's blended with whipped cream. Or to fit the season, it could be a pumpkin spice latte. We all have different ideas of coffee based on what we prefer. Sometimes coffee can be a sweet treat to yourself on a Friday morning after a long week, or it could be a daily necessity. For me, I have worked the past 2 years as a barista. My company has a coffee passport that allows you to sample 11 different types of coffee from different blends, origins, and flavors. I also have my 2 years of working there. I've experimented with many flavors, types of coffee, and brewing methods. I am sure most of us have tried some form of coffee before, so today I'm going to talk about a well-known form of coffee called lattes and how to make them. To begin, I will go over what a latte is and what makes it different from other types of coffees, then lead with the right materials and ingredients to make a latte. And to finish, I will walk through the simple steps of creating an enjoyable latte. To start, let's go over what a latte is and what makes it distinguishable from other types of coffee. There are many kinds of coffee. You have your regular pot brewed coffee, cold brews, iced coffees, lattes, and etc. What makes a latte different from others is the espresso and the milk. Espresso is a form of coffee created from perfectly fine grinded espresso beans, hot calibrated water, and specific measurements. Espresso is different from other forms of coffee in many ways. According to Coffee Affections article, 1 shot of espresso weighs 1.5 ounces, about 44.36 milliliters, and contains on average 75 milligrams of caffeine, which when multiple shots are added to one drink can contain more coffee than 1 cup of black coffee. Once you have pulled the perfect shot, then depending upon the desired drink, you add milk. If it is a hot latte, you steam your milk to the desired temperature. If it is iced, you just add your milk, given the specific measurement, and then you add your ice. Lattes are so simple, it just requires flavor, espresso shots, and then the milk. If you're fancy, you can spice up your lattes by adding chocolate or caramel drizzle, whipped cream on top, or cinnamon powder. There are many specific things that go into lattes based on preferences as well. Here are some ingredients that make lattes lattes. If you prefer a sweeter drink, I recommend adding flavor. There are so many flavors you can add to your latte. For example, the most ordered flavor at my place of work is the white chocolate mocha. There are also other flavors like vanilla, caramel, mocha, which is dark chocolate, hazelnut, pistachio, pumpkin spice, peppermint, etc. The key component to any latte is espresso. You cannot make a latte without it. You need to have the espresso beans of your choice, whether it's the brand you prefer, if you want it decaf or fully caffeinated, if you want a darker, more flavorful espresso, or if you want blonde espresso, which has more caffeine. You could also have a machine that grinds it for you, or you can buy a grinder for your house at home. I also believe that coffee shops, Starbucks for sure, can grind the beans for you. And then if you need it on a specific setting, like finer or coarser, they can adjust that for you. You also need milk. Milk is another key component to lattes because it's 60% of the drink. You can use many different kinds of milks, from the dairy milks like whole milk, skim milk, 1% or 2% milk, half and half, heavy cream, all the way to the non-dairy milks like oat milk, soy milk, coconut milk, and almond milk. Then depending on your preferred temperature, you can either steam your desired milk to the temperature of your choosing, then add it to your cup, or you could just pour the milk straight from the gallon or carton into your drink and then just add ice. And then some additional things to make your latte more fun and flavorful, the whipped cream, any kind of fun drizzles you want, etc. Now here are the steps to creating the perfect latte. Making a latte can be simple, and the best part about it is that it is personable. Step 1. First, you want to grab your desired cup and your flavoring. You can flavor your latte with any kind of syrup, or just drink a plain latte with no flavor. Step 2. After adding your wanted flavor, then you create your shots. Depending upon the type of machine you have, you might have a different process. Some machines have a hopper that contains the espresso beans and grinds them for you. So all you have to do is press the button and it'll grind it and pour the shots for you. Other machines require you to grind your own beans and then place them in the portafilter, which screws into the machine, and then you hit the pour button. and other machines are not really machines, but presses. With presses, you add your measured grinds, and then the measurement depends on the brand of press you have, and then pour hot water, which also depends on the brand that you have, on top. Then you slowly press down on the press, creating the coffee, causes the shots to pour through the grinds and then into your espresso glass. The perfect shot should be a combination of different shades of brown. On the website Serious Eats, they interviewed a coffee shop owner, Tamara Virgil, who says, in the beginning you should see some really thick, dark drips, depending on how you want to brew your espresso. It'll come out very slowly, or it'll just go drip, drip, and start to flow. It starts off dark and thick, and then lightens up and will have a tiger striping or wood grain tones. You should see that dark chocolatey brown, a more tan color, and a nice creamy beige color, she explained. If there are any dimensions of colors and shades of brown in your shot, that's how you know it was brewed perfectly. And then once you have your desired number of shots, you mix them into your flavors and swirl it up. You can either stir the shots with a spoon and mix the flavors together, or with your hand, you can take your cup in a circular motion and then mix it together. Then, if you prefer a hot latte, you'll need to steam your milk or heat it to the temperature you prefer. According to Fluent in Coffee, a hot latte is usually served between 150 degrees and 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Not too hot to burn or lose any taste, but warm enough to be pleasant and let all the taste come out. If you prefer your latte iced, however, all you do is just pour the milk from the gallon into your cup. Some people prefer extra ice, some prefer light ice. It's just to your liking. Just pour as much milk as you want and then leave room for ice. And then step 5, fun extras. There are many things you can do to fancy up your beverage. If you like chocolate, buy some Hershey syrup, drizzle it around the sides of your cup. Same goes for caramel. You can buy a canister of whipped cream from your local grocery store to add onto your latte, and for a fun effect, add a sprinkle of cinnamon powder or some chocolate sprinkles. In conclusion, to review everything we discussed today, there are many forms of coffee. Today we focused on lattes and their ingredients, traits, and the process of making one. We went into detail on how espresso is, what distinguishes lattes from the other types of coffee, and what espresso is. Then we reviewed ingredients to make a latte, including desired flavor, number of shots, types of milk, and then additional add-ins like toppings or drizzles. Finally, we covered the step-by-step process of creating our own latte. One of the best things about lattes is that they can all be personable. You can choose your latte totally from scratch to your liking. Whether you like a plain vanilla latte, just choosing oat milk over regular milk makes a world of difference and makes it unique to your liking. Do not be afraid to try new flavors and mix up your lattes occasionally. At the end of the day, they're all the same. It's just what you add to it that makes it your own.